Good day, everyone. Today we will be discussing the representation of women in the arts and media and how these portrayals influence society's views and expectations of women. I am Jessica and I will begin our representation. Next is Lorraine, who will discuss women in advertising and film. And lastly, Gavin will talk about beauty standards, Western ideals, and reclaiming the media. Before we begin, here are the main contents of our discussion. First, we will talk about women in Western art, the beginning of female objectification, where we examine how women were historically portrayed as subjects rather than creators. Second, we will discuss the male gaze and women in advertising and how media presents women through a male-centered perspective. Third, we will analyze women in film and the film industry, focusing on representation and gender inequality behind and in front of the camera. Fourth, we will explore beauty as a weapon against women, including beauty and Western ideals and how these standards influence women's self-image. And finally, we will discuss reclaiming the media and how women can challenge these narratives and create more empowering representation. Women in Western art, the beginning of female objectification. In Western art, women were rarely creators and mostly appeared as masses or subjects, depicted for the pleasure of the viewer. This led women to internalize these perspectives, judging themselves through the eye of others, a form of internalized social control. A classic example is Peter Paul Rubens' The Judgment of Paris, where Paris evaluates the goddesses Aphrodite, Hera, and Athena based on their beauty. The goddesses are shown as objects of desire, highlighting how women's value historically depended on appearance and male approval. The concept of the male gaze, introduced by Laura Mulvey, explained how women are often represented as objects of male pleasure in art, film, and media. It creates a power imbalance. Men are active participants, controlling the narrative, while women are passive, existing to be looked at. This tradition, rooted in Western arts, continues to influence modern cinema, advertising, and mass media.
Women advertising film. The display of women as objects extends beyond art into advertising. Women are frequently sexualized events when promoting products unrelated to their bodies such as cars, alcohol, sports, or vacations. Ads often present women as accessories to products or reward for men. With not just accessories, women are targeted to feel inadequate, pressuring the comfort to beauty standards. In Hollywood, women remain underrepresented, only 33% of speaking roles and 34% of leading characters are women, and young women are more likely to be sexualized. A major reasons women's that film industry is male dominated. In 2011, only 5% of directors were women, mostly working in romance or documentaries. Men create high-budget films centered on male photogenics with goals and agency, while women remain passive or secondary. Marketing also favors male lead films and giving them a bigger budget and exposure. This shapes audience stays reinforcing that idea that male-centered stories are male interesting and natural event thought is externally and determined by the industry.
Women are also judged by unattainable beauty standards reinforced by both men and women. Female models, actors, designers, and media professionals can participate in the sexualization and policing of women appearance. Naomi Wolf's The Beauty Myth shows how beauty acts as a tool of control, measuring women's value based on social ideals. This shape how women perceive themselves and reinforce internalized ideals of desirability. To counter these pressures, it is essential to reclaim the media by empowering women to tell their own stories. Providing equal access and funding for women in film, magazines, books, and art allows for authentic and diverse representations. By representing alternative vision of womanhood, women can redefine sexuality, social roles, and relationships, showing that being reduced to sexual objects is not the only way to exist or express oneself. These standards are heavily influenced by Western ideals, a legacy of colonialism In the Philippines and other colonized regions, Caucasian features, fair skin, and light hair were considered superior while darker skin and local features were marginalized.